everyone, it's Mike Marchand again from Mancuso Show Management here for another vendor double feature for you today. Today we're going to show an interview I did with Marilyn Wilson of Wilson's Calico Corner, and of course then we'll be having a presentation from Dippy Dyes. But before we get into that, we're going to have a quick commercial break.
Welcome, quilters! We hope you've been enjoying the new Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival online. While MAQFO is free and open to the public, the team at Mancuso Show Management have put countless hours into getting everything just right to help keep the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival going online and, when the time is right, our in-person events up and running. We are asking for a suggested admission of just $10. We've placed a link to our suggested admission page right here in the description of this video. You are free to leave more if desired, but we truly appreciate anything you can send. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we hope you are staying safe and healthy while enjoying Mid-Atlantic Quilt Fest online.
Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed that presentation with Wilson's Calico Corner. Thank Dippy Dyes and Wilson's for joining us here today. We're going to cut to the next video, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about what to expect for tonight. Hi everyone, it's Mike Marchand of Mancuso Show Management. I'm here with Marilyn of Wilson's Calico Corner. Marilyn, where are you coming from today?
Orient, Pennsylvania.
Very nice. It looks like you're in your booth for the show.
Oh, well, I tried.
Very cool. Very cool. So
Marilyn, see the store.
Well, I mean, we're happy to have you with us. So Marilyn, you've been a vendor at the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival for many years. How long have you been a vendor at the show?
You know, I was trying to think that it's been 20 years that I've been doing Mancuso shows. So I think it must be like 15.
Okay.
You know, you lose track. It seems like just yesterday, but yeah.
Were you always in the convention center, or did you ever do the one that was in the stadium?
No, I was always in the convention center.
Okay, very cool.
So I don't know. Maybe from that you can tell how long, but I can't. So.
Okay, very cool,
Yeah.
very cool. So what about Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival stands out to you? What makes it such a great show?
Well, it's the first show of the season, so everybody's excited to get out, and you know, it's a lot farther south than here, so I'm always excited to get warmer, although sometimes it's colder. But you know, everybody's, like I said, they're excited to get out. They're excited to be there.
That's true. I mean, yeah, we were always excited to be there. We wish we were there now, but of course we're happy that you're joining us over Zoom. So tell us a little bit about your panels. I understand they're quite popular at that show.
Yes, they are. We have panels from all different companies, all different sizes, and I have a lot of samples made up with the panels. They're all cotton. Like I said, they're from a lot of different companies and a lot of different genres. So.
Very cool. I understand that your panels can be used to make a quick but really great quilt. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, so this is a panel, and all it has is a border. All panels have some coordinates with it. So this coordinating border, see, can you see this?
I can see it.
So all we did was just put a border around a panel. And it's pretty cool, you know, just quilt it up. You've got it done in a couple hours.
Very easy, very cool.
So if you want to be a little more creative, this one we just got in time for Ash Wednesday, which is today, right?
Oh, I believe it is. Yeah. When we're recording it today on Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess this is, okay. So this is Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper. And again, all I did was put some borders on with a few crosses in the corner. Real quick, didn't take long at all.
Very nice, very nice.
So if you want to get a little more creative with the borders, this is still just using the border fabric that came with the print. It was a stripe. And so we just added some solid colors with it. And you can make a panel. Okay, so this is probably about 50 inches wide. The panel only started with 24. So you can get fairly large quickly by putting the borders on.
Sounds great. And can you make you said 50 inches. Can you make larger quilts with your panels?
Yes. Let's put one out of here at the bottom. Wasn't going to do that. Okay, so this has just one panel. And I cut it and added, again, coordinating fabric and the stripe. Okay, so there's stripe is on the top and the sides. This is the coordinating fabric. The four corners, you can't see the bottom. The four corners and the middle are the panel. And then we just put some coordinating fabric. So now you have something that's closer to 72 inches wide.
Wow.
More of a twin size.
That's
so
just about the size of a booth, about 72 inches. Fill up a whole booth with
yeah. Yeah.
So what else could be added to the panels besides borders?
Well, you can make pieced borders that are a little more intricate than just putting the strips on. Like this one has a pieced border.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the trick with the pieced borders is, how do you know when you piece the border that it's going to fit the panel? Because, the pieces, in this case, each of these blocks is 4 inches. Each of these quilt squares is 4 inches. So how do I know, what if my quilt block isn't quite divisible by 4? That's where this little blue strip comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You can make the border first, and then figure out how big it is. And then you know how much you have to add for this fudge strip, let's call it.
The fudge strip. Can you bring it a little bit closer to the camera so the folks at home can see it?
Can you see that?
Is it the blue strip that has the white or the yellow outline?
This one right there.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so you can make that notice the one on the side is a little bit smaller than the one on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of the size you have to do so that I can get the border to fit.
Sure.
So that's one thing. So this is the same border, but okay. It is a horizontal panel. And a lot of people, of course, want a vertical quilt because your bed's longer than it is wide. So we put a border on the top and a different border on the bottom.
Oh, nice.
This is the amazing talking quilt. So then after we put that on, again, we have this strip that we can make it as wide as we need to get the braided border on.
And what else I was going to go right ahead. You should.
No, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, what else can you do with those blocks?
This one. You can, okay. On the side, this one actually has 2 panels. It has the big picture, and then on the side, we use the small blocks for a border. Or you can make, this is a walker bag or a stroller bag.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say stroller bag is a lady at the Kutztown Folk Festival one time asked me to make one for her stroller, and she wanted it to have puppies on it because she used her stroller for her dog.
Oh.
But it works well with a walker too. So you can just use the panel for that. This one was one panel and I folded it in half. Can't see.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's a full 360 experience there.
Yeah, so that you can make a quick, again, a real quick bag. So all you have to do is fold the panel, stitch up the sides, square the bottoms, put the handles on.
I like how the bottom has a floral design on it too. It's like it goes all the way around.
Yeah, it's the whole panel was just folded in half. This is another one I did that with, only this panel was horizontal. I'm sorry, this panel was horizontal. So I folded it sideways. So it doesn't have, it has just the bottom of the panel, but it goes around the side. So you can do that. These are placemat panels. But again, you can do a walker bag with them. We're all getting old, Mike.
Well, you don't have to tell me. I know all too well.
So sometimes we may need these. You can take just one block. And use it as a pocket.
Oh.
On the front of a panel.
Very neat. Very cool. Versatile.
Yeah. You can take the blocks and combine them, the panel block, and combine it with a pieced block to make a much larger quilt too. And then you have this one has, the panels all have borders on them, and a lot of times you can't do anything with them. So we just put it in the top and on the bottom and used a coordinate with it. But okay, so you just use the piece blocks with that.
These ideas are all great, Marilyn. Where do you get your ideas from for using these panels?
My mother has every quilt book ever published. And so at night, sometimes when I'm really tired, I'll just go through and I'll find like this quilt. It's kind of a log cabin. So instead of, you see this big, they would have a focal fabric here. Instead of using that, I'll look and I'll say, I could put a panel in there. So I'll look for blocks that have big squares in them where I can put panels in, just pieces of panels in. Like this, the same with this one. This was something I found on Pinterest, I think. It was one block and I just made it larger. It had a large center and I thought, okay, so graph paper is your friend. I just drew it out with graph paper and started with that.
That's very cool. Very cool. So I see like a lot of the stuff here is, some of the products you're offering on the vendor mall, where you can find all of Wilson Calico's products. Any other features that you want to show us today, Marilyn?
I have a few. Don't want to waste too much time.
No, we have all the time in the world.
Oh, okay. So right now, one of the things is to cut the panels. So everything you've seen so far, they've been all one piece. But a lot of people are starting to cut them and putting bands down.
Oh, okay.
They're called fractured panels. Now, I was at a quilt show down in West Virginia, and a lady had done that with a panel. But what she did was use Bargello. Okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Bargello, but
I'm somewhat familiar, only for making conversation.
Okay, so she took Bargello strips and put them down through the center of a panel. So again, we just cut the panel and then put the strips between it, just as something different.
It's a little bit more modern. I like that.
Yeah. Now, this quilt, okay, this one has a story too. It came in right before Hampton last year. The fabric came in. And right after Hampton, talk about timing. My kids and I went to Portugal. We got home 3 days before they closed the border.
Well, we're glad you got in on time.
Yeah, it was like, really? But you know, you ought to talk David into having a retreat over in Portugal. The whole country is just a quilter's dream. They have tiles everywhere.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's really nice. And we were riding home on the metro, and one of the stations, they had a tile pattern, and I thought, as I said, I just got this in before I left, and I looked at the tile pattern and I said, I can use that. So this is actually a tile pattern. You asked me where I got ideas for panels.
Yeah.
This is a tile pattern in one of the metro stations in Portugal.
Wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, that was cool. Okay.
I think we've run through all your quilts there.
Yeah, pretty much. Could do throw strings everywhere. Table runners. And the table runner is left from what I had left from the quilt. And again, the blocks are alternated with piece blocks, so you can make a lot larger quilt. You only need one panel, but you can make a big. This one again is fairly large from one piece. We have a duffel pattern that you can use the panel for the pocket. So
just a small taste of what you'll be able to find at wilsonscalico.com. And of course, you can purchase all some of these great products at the vendor mall, virtual vendor wall at the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival online. Marilyn, do you have anything else to say to folks at home?
Just keep warm, and hopefully we're going to see you in.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us here today. I want to give a special thanks to Marilyn Wilson for having the interview with us. Marilyn and Wilson's Calico Corner has been a longtime vendor of the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival, so we're happy to have her join us digitally. You can shop for her products by clicking the link above and shopping the rest of the vendors in the Merchants Mall. Speaking of being at Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival for a very long time, I want to thank Lisa of Dippy Dyes for sending in this next presentation. We hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Hi there, Lisa from Dippy Dyes here, and welcome to my virtual quilt show booth. I'm sorry you can't step in and fondle the fabric in the booth, but I have a couple of samples here showing just a pinch of what's on the website. For those of you who love the I have really solidly dyed fabrics that come in some bundles of different colors. And also by the yard. I also have the traditional, what's called low water immersion, or the crackly kind of snow dyes. And this is just one of my offerings. It was actually, I made a big enough piece to put on a bolt, so I was pretty excited about that. The other thing I do a fair bit of, and with 10 inches of snow outside, I could be doing more, is snow dyed fabric. And this is one I created with the snow that we got here in Pennsylvania the week before Christmas, excuse me. Also wanted to talk to you about the quilt that's behind me. It's my own design. It's been some quilt shows, including guild shows and national shows. I have a pattern for it, and I also have a kit I have 2 kits made up, maybe 3, in this colorway right now, and I will be making some other color choices available. I want to aggregate those orders together to be the most efficient with my time and the water that it takes to dye solids like these. The one behind me is 90 inches square. This is the 60-inch square one, at least a portion of it. And this is the original one that I did for a guild challenge. And if you were to have me come to talk to your guild, which I do, in person so far, but we're getting better with the Zoom, I can tell you the story, because that's the quilt that got me going to become this crazy tie-dye lady. I thank you for taking a look. Have a great time at the show, and if you're taking any classes, enjoy them. I did that last summer too. And happy quilting. Bye.
Hey, special thanks to Lisa of Dippy Dyes for sending in that excellent presentation. You can check out all of her colorful products by clicking the link above and shopping the rest of the vendors. Now, if you excuse me, I have to get down to the Hampton Roads Convention Center. I have the pleasure of announcing the winners of the Visuals #3 quilt competition at the award ceremony. So I'm going to hop on my private jet to go down to Hampton Roads, and I'll see you all at 8 o'clock. Be sure to join us for the Visuals #3 quilt competition award ceremony with yours truly, and we'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight.